Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week is actually going to be another top 20. We're going to start off with 20 through 11, and next week I'll do 1 through 10. Now, I've done a list similar to this in the past, but because my collection has grown, I have to update the list. This week's list is the top 20 notes that I own that are part of the top 100. Now, when I did this last time, I had 16 notes that were there, and I grabbed 4 other notes that were, the same note, just a different year than what was listed. This time, I actually have all the notes that are actually on the list. Nothing is improvised, and I do have 20. In fact, I actually have 21. So you're going to get numbers 21 through 11 this week, and you're going to get numbers 10 through number 1 next week. So let's take a peek at the 21 notes that I own that are in the top 100 notes to collect. Number 21. Now, this may surprise a lot of you that this is out there. This is one of the emergency currency notes from World War II, Series 35A. It is one of the North Africa notes. You know, it's a North Africa note because it has that yellow seal there. And the North Africa note, like I said, surprises a lot of people when you figure it being on the list. And I'm trying to find it on the list real quick here. This one is number 77 on the list. So, yeah, you can get a top 100 note, like I said, this being number 77, for a reasonable amount. On the back, it looks like a normal note. But, yeah, I mean, these are, you can get one of these for 40 bucks, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, depending on condition. So, yeah, add one of these to your collection. Number 21. Number 20 on the list. Number 20. This one is number 71 on the list, and this is the Jackass note. Now, the Jackass note is a $10 legal tender note from 1880, and it specifically says on the list, series of 1869 to 1880. So, yes, this one does count as being on the list. You can see here, series of 1880. And yeah, these are, of course, all the real notes. I happen to pull all these out, and I'm doing a bunch of filming on one day while I've got them here so I can get them tucked away nice and safe. Now, the Jackass note features this picture of an eagle right there on the bottom. A very cool picture of an eagle. He's looking back as if startled. He's got his wings spread. He's about to take off. But if you take this note and rotate it, that eagle becomes a donkey. You can see his eye, his white snout, his ear, his mane. That is most certainly a donkey. Once you see it, you will never unsee it. Number 71 overall on the list of the top 100, and number 20 on my list. So that's number 20 there. Number 19. Number 19 is a note I never thought I would be able to own, just because of the size. Check it out. It is the $10,000 gold certificate. $10,000 gold certificate. This is from 1900. Now, this particular note, being a gold certificate, all of them were returned in 1933. 1933, they were all returned. They were all canceled because we were taken off the gold standard. Yeah, we were taken off the gold standard. You can see here, it does say the cancellation part. That's right there. Now, the $10,000 note actually survived a fire. The only notes that you're going to be able to get are notes that were literally thrown out of a 6-story window to be saved from a fire. My particular note does have smoke damage. You can see it more in the back. You can see how it was burnt. You can see smoke that had come through there. Very, very, very cool note. Never expected to actually own one. And this one comes in on the top 100 at number 69. So it's number 19 for me on my list, and number 69 overall on the big list. How am I going to do this one? 2019. Number 18 on my list. This is the mini porthole. Mini porthole. This is an $18.99 $2 bill. It's called the mini porthole because you've got the small circle encircling George's head. You got the bright $2, bright blue $2 logo here to go with the $2, or to go with the blue seal on there as well. $2 silver is what it says there. And we'll take a peek at the back. That's what the back of that looks like. Now, the $2 $18.99 silver certificate, this one is number 67 on the big list. And if we take a closer look, yep, there we go. You can see the two figures there. Number 67 overall out of the top 100. Number 18 on my list. Number 17. Number 17 is another $1 silver certificate. This one is the other emergency currency. Now, oddly enough, only the $1 notes made the top 100. And so this is the $1 Hawaii note. It has Hawaii here. It has the brown seal there, and it has Hawaii overprinted on the back as well. Now, this is another note you can have for cheap. I mean, you can have this for easily under $100, probably in the 50 to 60 range for a really nice one. Not so nice, you can get it for 20 bucks, I'm sure. So yeah, an easy note to add to your collection, and considering that it's one of the top 100 notes, it's a note that should probably be in your collection. This particular one, number 65 on the list. All right, number 16. Yep, number 16, a newer addition to my list. This is the third series 50-cent fractional currency. Third series 50-cent fractional currency. This one is got an interesting story, because the reason why this note made the list is because this is called the Spinner note. That is Ellis Spinner. I'm trying to think of what his first name, John Ellis Spinner, if I remember correctly. He was the one who came up with the idea for fractional currency. Now, that is impressive, but he put himself on the note. And this was all done prior to the act that said that a living person could not be on a note. I'm just trying to find it on the list. This is number 51 overall on the list of top 100. So yeah, the plates were made in 1860, prior to 1866. That's when the act took place. So because the plates were made, they were able to use the plates, and that's how he was able to get his image on the notes themselves. So that is how this note, why it ranks as high as it does. It's one of the few times an actual living person appeared on our currency. So that's number 16. Number 15. I'm trying to scroll up the computer here so I can read this stuff to you as I find it. This one is number 50 overall on the list, 15 on my list. This is the Martha Washington. Martha Washington $1 silver certificate from 1886. There was, I believe there was an 1891 as well, but the 1886 is the one that is on the list. The 1886 is the one that I have. You can see clearly 1886. $1 Martha Washington. This has the back that has more of the green. This is considered like the green back, whereas the other one has a whole lot of white spaces on there so that you can see the different fibers and stuff that are in the note itself. Also, it has the giant seal on it right here. The 1890 has a very small seal. So this one with the large seal, that is the one that made the list. The 1886, it does say 1881 as well, but like I said, I have the 1886, the first one listed. This one, number 50 on the list, number 15 on my list. Number 14. Number 14 is a 1923 $10 legal tender. $10 legal tender from 1923 is also known as the poker chip. You can see the back, the two big old poker chips on the back. That is how it got its name. This particular one is really nice. I was so proud to get this one into my collection. Number 46 overall on the top 100, the poker chip note here. The last large-sized $10 legal tender that was issued. The only small-sized legal tenders were a $1 for 1928. Then there were the $2 red seals, the $5 red seals, and then you'd get the $100 red seal. So this was the last $10 legal tender red seal note you could get. So yeah, very popular note, not only with collectors, but with poker players as well because of these poker chips. The poker chip, the legal tender $10 note, is number 46 on the list. Number 14 on mine. Number 13. I don't know how well this one's going to come up, but it's on the list. I wanted to get one. It's a tough note to get. You can see mine's graded a 10, generously graded a 10. This is Continental currency. This is February 17th, 1776. This is the 1/6 of a dollar note. It is known as the Fujio note. Fugio. Fujio. The Fujio note, 1/6 of a dollar from 1776. It is one of the few notes that is this old. One of the few colonial notes. I guess this would technically be continental. Yeah, continental is what they say there. One of the few that actually made the list. 1/6 of a dollar there. You can see February 17th, 1776. Huge piece of history. Interesting chain link on the back. And the thing is, what makes this note so cool, I wish I could show you, but mine isn't in the greatest of shape. I got this because I knew it was on the list and I knew the importance of this particular note. But the thing is right here, you can see the C. I don't know if you can make out the U, but the word currency is written right here. I'm going to see if I can't get that to focus. The word currency is written on the side here, but they spelt currency Currencey. So they misspelt currency badly on the note. That is what made this such an interesting note to get. Now, mine, of course, not being in the greatest of shape makes that extremely difficult to read on this particular note, but it doesn't change the fact that this still is that note. I can point out in any number of books, I can show you the picture of that, but as far as having the note itself, yes, I do own one. So this particular one is 43 on the list and is number 13 overall for me. Number 12, I have an 1869 $1 legal tender, otherwise known as a $1 rainbow. The rainbow notes, these are cool. I wanted to get a rainbow. I wanted to make sure that I got one that was nice enough so that you can actually see the rainbow. You can see the different blues fading into greens here with the yellowish white background and the red seal. There's a ton of color on there. Some of you may notice right away that it's a star. All of these were stars. So this is not a replacement note. It's just how they made all of the notes. But I still wanted to get a hold of one of these. Just a very cool note to have. The 1869 $1 rainbow note. This is number 12 on my list. And if I look in the top 100, this one is number 41 overall. So, yep, number 41 on that list, number 12 on mine. And the last note I've got for you this week, number 11 in my list. This is the 1862 $5 note. 1862 $5 legal tender note. This particular one is 1862. The 1862 and the 1863 are both listed at number 32 overall on the top 100 list. So that is number 11 for me. We'll take a peek at the back of this one. You can see mine isn't in the greatest of shape, but once again, I have the note. And in my collection, I want the note, and I'll worry about upgrading it later because having the note to me is the important thing. If I sit around waiting for the best and brightest note that I can afford, I could be waiting forever and I wouldn't have any of these. So I'd rather get one now, and if I can find a nicer one to upgrade in my price range, I'll be more than happy to. So the 1862, number 32 overall, that is number 11 on my list. And that is interesting because, like I said, I was only doing 211. That means with this one being number 32 out of the top 100, my top 10 are all within the top 30. That is... well, I should say within the top 32. So that is pretty cool. All right, stay tuned next week when I finish off this top 10 list of 21 notes that I have in the top 100 notes of all time. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have an idea for a list, go ahead and put that down in the comments. If you learn anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to share this with your friends. I read all my comments, and I thank you guys for watching. Thank you. See you next week.